Okay, this is a completed CO2 car. This car is ready to be evaluated. You'll notice that there's a rubric sheet underneath the car, and there's also a finished design for this car right here. Rubric sheet. Notice how the design is stapled onto the side that says rubric. There is the car. Let's take a look at it quickly. It looks very similar to the design. That is part of your grade. And let's see how we got from that point to this point. So when we start our design process, we start with a sheet that looks kind of like this. And this is our sheet where we do our thumbnail sketches. They don't have to be terribly detailed, but we do need a side view, which is right up here, and we need a top view. This is where the CO2 cartridge would be, and this person has done an outstanding job of doing that. Once that's complete, I will sign it, and I'll say go on and draw it a little bigger. And then you'll draw it a little bigger on the other side of this sheet. And you'll notice we still have not done anything with rulers to do straight edges or anything like that. Okay, once we complete that, I will say draw it a little bigger. So we'll go on to this next sheet, and this sheet we'll draw it a little bigger. And we have a side view right here, and we're trying to be pretty accurate with our lines. If you have straight lines, we would use a straight edge. Okay, if you have curved lines, we'll do the best we can at this point. The approximate length on this for 8 inches is right about 2/3 of the way, because 8 inches is our minimum length. You'll also notice that there are some hidden lines or dotted lines. This designates where the CO2 cartridge hole would be. The line closest, the solid line closest to the dotted line represents 1/8 of an inch. So that would be as close as you could get. It's the same thing on this sheet right here. The closest you can get to this dotted line is the first line right here and here. And that works the same way all the way through. Once this is complete, I will say, okay, let's do our final. We'll get a sheet of paper and we will draw our final view. It has to be perfect. We have to measure everything. On the sheet that you get, it will tell you where the 8-inch mark is at. It will also show you where the CO2 cartridge hole location is, and it also gives you 2 light construction lines that show where is the minimum you can be with your CO2 car. Okay, after that is done, we would go and cut it out. Okay, so this one is cut out, and next we would take it and put it on our CO2 car blank, and we would trace it on there. And after it's traced on, then we would start cutting. Now you can see these two are pretty darn close to looking the same, and that's part of your evaluation as well. Okay, and that car looks great.